I'm in my last year of college. That's scary. What am I going to do after? Do you know that? For the people who are in their last year of college, do you know what you're going to do? Or do you know where you want to be? Like, these are things that we have to start thinking about. Like, you can't always live in the moment. Like, the moment's just going to pass you by, and before you know it, I don't want to say this to offend anybody because I'm not talking about anybody, but like, you're going to be 30 years old working at Wawa gas station. Do you want that? I mean, if that's your long life dream, good for you. But if it's not, mature, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast episode of Let's Talk About It, where we talk about topics our generation is just too scared to talk about. Well, in this episode, we're going to be talking about maturing and what exactly that means, and honestly, how I matured, and hopefully this can help you guys, mature too. Okay, so, first of all, I had a whole different outlook in the beginning of college of what maturing would look like. I did not know that it was going to be something like what it turned out to be in my senior year of college, to be completely honest. I could say that, before I was just doing whatever I felt like. I didn't really have things that I was looking forward to things, but I didn't really know how I was going to get there. And I was just like, doing whatever, and as you should as a freshman in college. But as the years went by, I realized that, wait, Brie, you can't just do this for all 4 years of college. Like, it has to get to a point where you don't go out as much, which sucks, I know, or like you really sit there and get stuff done that you wouldn't think that you would have to sit there and get things done for. For example, this podcast. A goal that I never thought I would do, but I matured myself to do. First, I want to talk about how hard it was to mature. It wasn't easy. It wasn't something that I knew was going to happen when it started to happen, but I'm here now, and I'm actually really grateful for how I matured. I'm not going to lie, there are days where I'm just like, dang, I wish I was back when I wasn't mature and I was just having a good time. But now I realize that being mature is just something that everybody will go through in life, but at different stages. Some people will do it in their 20s, some people will do it in their 30s. God forbid you do it in your 40s, but I mean, it's really up to you. So yeah, it's really hard. I just feel like people in this generation especially now, it takes a longer time to mature than it did back then, to be honest. I feel like, speaking for myself, I started to mature, let's say, my junior year of college, when I started to get everything, my lines were like this, but it became, slowly like this. A couple things happened to me that will most likely happen to you when you start to mature. So, number one of the things that will happen to you, you will lose friends. I feel like everybody knows this. You will just fall off with people. People that aren't on the same path as you, you start to see okay, they're going this way, which isn't wrong, but it's kind of pulling you towards them than it is you going on your own path and doing what you need to do. You need to focus on yourself, right? When you mature, you can't focus on other people. So it's just yes, you can have friends, don't get me wrong, but it's just you need friends that are going to motivate you and support you and not really cause a lot of drama or trouble. That part, there's nothing mature about that. So obviously it's going to take you longer if you stay with the people that keep on causing those things in your life. So I decided that second someone causes something in my life, I'm running. I'm doing the dash real fast. So that's what I did, and that was one step of maturing. It sucked. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hey, cut, but it just had to happen. So that happened. My circle was like the size of the freaking universe, and then it just like went down to like what's in my hands. Don't get me wrong. I still have acquaintances. Like, I'm friendly with everybody. Like, hey, da, da, da. There's no bad blood, but like people that I really talk to on a day-to-day basis just has lowered, and there's not a problem with that. It's just all about you and like where you're trying to go and like who you're trying to be. Okay, so number 2 of things that will happen when you start to mature. Something that happened for me was the time in the day felt like it wasn't enough, because you have to get so much things done. Like, there's so many things to get done. You only have 24 hours to do it, which really isn't enough for someone who's trying to get, their life together and trying to do multiple things to succeed in life. So you're gonna lose. It's gonna feel like the day is cut in half and it's just gonna fly by. You need to use every hour diligently. You need to use every hour diligently. Don't waste time. Yes, you could take your naps. Yes, you could take your breaks. Make that a part of your schedule, because I'm telling you, this whole maturing thing, like, some days, like, I just be laying in bed and I'm just like, I just can't do nothing, because life is just so hard to keep up with. Like, it really is. So the best thing for you to do is make a schedule, okay? That's what I've done. Maturing, I made a schedule. I have a to-do list every day. Like, I could show you, but that would mean I would have to get up. Okay, so the third thing that you'll start to see that happens when you mature is you'll go MIA, okay? The amount of people who have told me in the past month or two that I've been MIA is actually insane. But anyway, I just feel like the amount, like, I have not really had time to do a lot of social events. Like, I'm just too busy. Like, I'm too busy. I'm working, like, on myself. Like, I'm working. I'm trying to get to where I want to be. Like, I'm not going to have a lot of time to do the things that I used to do 2 years ago or even a year ago. Like, I feel like every year is going to be different for me. And it's just like this year, I just been like really focused on certain things that I just like, I don't want to say don't have time for society. I'm trying to get back out there. Don't even like, I'm a social person. Like, the people that know me know I'm a social person. So it's just like, don't go MIA, y'all. Even though if you do end up going MIA, only try to go MIA for a little bit, because man, do I miss going out. Like, for real. Like, sometimes I just be sitting here like, dang, like, I should go out today. And then, like, I just don't, because it's just like, I don't want to seem like I'm having a bad time doing what I'm doing. I just don't have enough time. Like I said, I don't have enough time in the day to go out and go to these social events, or I'm doing something when events are happening. Like, the schedule just becomes very strict, and like, you just have to be okay with that. And honestly, I'm okay with it, and you should be okay with it too. Like, don't be scared to like miss out. I realized that that's something that I had to come to terms with, and it was hard at first, like missing out on life and missing out on events that you want to go to is something that like makes your mood just go down. And I'd be sitting here some days like like everybody's there and I'm not, but it's okay, because at the end of the day, the progress that you're going to see is going to be way greater than the event that you missed out on, to be completely honest with you. Like, you're going to wish that you still missed out on it. You're not going to regret it. You're not. But at the time you might, but you're going to get over it. I did. But yeah, so don't think that like you got to be here and there. Like, it's okay to miss out on events. Be MIA for a little bit. Like, I'm going to get back out there, but for now, to make sure I am where I want to be and I'm okay with it and be mature, you're going to have to, just calm down on like all the fun stuff for a second. And not all the fun stuff. You could do fun things, but like, multitasking, it's a skill. Okay? It's a skill. It's a hard skill to learn, and a lot of people don't get it right within a second or a month. Like, it's not that easy. Okay? I can't even multitask with my homework. Multitasking with everything, plus the homework, plus life, plus this. Like, you gotta learn, and you gotta teach yourself. And shoot, like, watch this podcast so I can teach you. But, I mean, life, it just comes in the way, and it's an obstacle that you just got to get through every single day. Like, every day's a new day, a fresh day. Don't go back to what you did yesterday and be like, oh, I was so unproductive. Like, make sure that you're productive the next day, or if you're being productive, like, keep it up. Moral of the story is, it's okay to go MIA, guys. Relax. Just breath in, breath out, and do whatever your heart desires, okay? Like, if you want to take a break, take a break, but just know that it's going to take a little longer to mature when you do so, okay? And you want to know something else, also relating to going MIA, like, doing all these things doesn't happen, naturally, like I said. It's all a part of, like, self-control. Like, you need to learn self-control, because a lot of people don't have that, especially in this generation. Like, let's be real. I could say that I don't, and it took me some time to learn it too. I'm still, like, trying to learn on self-control. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, okay? Don't sit up here like, Bree thinks she's perfect, and she's trying to tell everybody how to be perfect, because that's not the case, and don't think that, okay? But anyway, forget about that. Don't try to be perfect. Learn self-control. Self-control is going to help you navigate life in a way that you never thought you could. Like, self-control is, like, really the main thing that's going to help you, like, get that path straight and just, like, focus on the things you have to do and just get everything done and be the best person you could be. Like, we're always trying to grow. Like, we're not just here to not grow, and we're not just here to stay where we were a year ago, a month ago. Like, I'm trying to be a better person every week, and one day it's going to turn into every day. But right now it's every week, because each week is hard. Okay? We're going to go weekly for me. But for you, your own pace, that works. But number 3 for things that is going to happen to you when you start to mature is you will start to set goals. So there's I have a lot of goals in my life, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys do too. But setting goals and having large goals and small goals is probably the best thing that you could do. Start with the small goals first, guys. Like, once you accomplish that, like, yes, go out to that event. Yes, treat yourself. Yes, go shopping. Yes, buy them sneakers that y'all was trying to buy, but, like, you couldn't. But do things that make you feel good after you accomplish things, because that's what's going to keep you striving. That's what's going to keep you motivated and going. So maturing is like, you got to treat yourself too. It's not all about the hard work and putting that grind in. Like, you have to make sure that you're just, like, still living life. Like, don't feel like you're in the corner with it. You have no one to go to. Go to people, talk to people, but just do it in a way that will help you mature and just, like, be a good person and a better person than who you were. Like, that's all maturing is, like, not treating people how you did in the past. And if you were never treating people bad, then, like, how to treat people better. Like, there's always room for improvement. But I hope that this generation just learns that, like, nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. You need to spend the time. You need to put in the work. You need to have dedication. Like, start something to finish it. Don't just start to let it go or say, oh, I could do this next year, because then next year could turn into 5, and then what? When you could have started back then in 5 years to where you could have been, like, you would have been so happy. So like, it's never too late as well, but like I said in the last episode, but start to finish, okay? Like, I just want everybody to know that maturing, like I said, is not easy. It doesn't come naturally. You have to see something in yourself to want to do it. And for the people stuck and feeling like they're in an endless loophole, that's yourself kicking you to just be like, yo, we need to mature here, because we're literally going through an endless cycle of nothing. Basically, an endless cycle of nothingness. Like, why am I doing this? Like, oh my gosh, the days are just going by. Like, okay, let's mature. Let's grow up. Let's build here. Like, come on, guys. Like, it's that time. Like, for example, I'm in my last year of college. That's scary. What am I going to do after? Do you know that? For the people who are in their last year of college, do you know what you're going to do? Or do you know where you want to be? Like, these are things that we have to start thinking about. Like, you can't always live in the moment. Like, the moment's just going to pass you by, and before you know it, I don't want to say this to offend anybody, because I'm not talking about anybody, but like, you're going to be 30 years old working at Wawa gas station. Do you want that? I mean, if that's your long life dream, good for you. But if it's not, mature, okay? Because we need to get places, and we need to do things, and we need to live great lives. Like, I don't know anyone out there who wants to live a bad life. Like, maturing is real. And realization is going to hit you sooner than later, or later than sooner, all depending on when you decide to listen. I just like, oof. Like, it's not even like, I just been seeing the world go down. Like, maybe it's on social media, but like, shoot, like, people are going backwards. Like, they're not seeing where the end of the tunnel is right now. Like, we need to wake up. Wake up. Life isn't all about partying, not caring about the outcome of things, not keeping up with yourself, being lazy because you feel like you have it all. I'm here to tell you don't. I have a life revaluation check about once a month. And it's perfectly healthy for me. Like, I literally sit, like, and I think, like, okay, Brie, like, what have I done differently within the last month? And if I feel like I haven't really done anything, that's a problem. Like, I'm not maturing at all. Like, what about that screams maturing? Like, not growing? Oh, no. There's something wrong there. And for people who feel like you're comfortable where you're at, you're not maturing. You're not growing. You need to feel uncomfortable. You need to feel like, dang, only you can make yourself feel that though. Like, nobody else can. Because when you're sitting in your room alone, who's talking to you? Who's in your head? You. It's not easy. And I'll say it over and over and over again. It's not easy. And we could feel like we're grown and not actually be grown. But when you start to see a difference in who you were to where you're at, and you're actually happy about it, okay, changing is good. Mature, guys. Because I'm not going to stop. And the people who made it aren't going to stop. So why are you, or why should you? You shouldn't. And I know you guys can get there with, hard work. A lot of people don't want to put in the hard work, but once you do, you're going to understand, and you're going to see, like, wow, my life has changed for the better, because it will, okay? We're not doing all this for the outcome to be disappointing. We're doing all of this for the outcome to be greater than it was from where you were when you started. Start to finish. Yeah. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this short little podcast on maturing. And I hope to see you guys in the next episode of Let's Talk About It. Bye.